trust the voice within, how can they know which way your wind blows? Look inside of you for the truth, the voice inside of you. Calling from within will guide you on your path to heaven. When they tell you life is empty, when they tell you love is pain, can you feel the heart that's aching and the fear that sounds like blame? How can they know which way your wind blows? Look inside of you for the truth, the voice inside of you. The calling from within will guide you on your path to heaven. See yourself as if it's already done. See yourself as if you've already been through it and you've won. When you think you can do it and you know you will win, you align with life that breathes you and the strength alive within, and you will know how strong your wind blows. Look inside of you for the truth, the voice inside of you. The calling from within will guide you on your path to heaven. Oh, how can they know which way your wind blows? Oh,
Good morning, everybody. So good to see everybody. I missed everybody last week. Michelle and I had a great time in Mexico, and it was very relaxing. We got to that boring part, which is good, and it's I haven't been bored in a while, so it's good to be bored. I finished a whole book in one week. It's great. It's great. So good to have everybody here today, and so good to have Astra today. I missed you last week too, and you were singing last week, so I'm glad you're singing again this week. Let's welcome Astra Fox for our opening song.
Thank you. Good morning. All right. I'm going to trust you all know this one. I am opening. Sing along. I am opening to the love of Spirit. I am opening to the love of God. Let's sing it again. I am opening to the love of Spirit. I am opening to the love of God. I let Spirit guide my day, living love in every way. Joy, I am opening to the joy of Spirit. I am opening to the joy of God. I am opening to the joy of Spirit. I am opening to the joy of God. I let Spirit guide my day. Living joy in every way. I am opening to the love of Spirit. I am opening to the love of God.
Thank you, Astra. I hope that I know I do, and I hope you do, that you take songs like this into your spiritual practice time and as contemplative time, just to as a way to say I'm opening to Spirit, even if you may not know what that means to you just yet, or you're deepening in that. It's just a way to open to the truth of who you are and what Spirit is opening up in you. So thank you, Astra, for doing that. Welcome to all of you. If this might be your first time here, a special welcome to you, as well as online. Welcome to all of you. And if it happens to be your first time too, welcome. We appreciate all. Know that we are an inclusive community, and all are welcome here. We like to begin with our mission and vision statement. If you'll look up on the screen and repeat with me. We are an inclusive community for spiritual growth and compassionate action. And our mission: we are co-creating a world that works for everyone by living intentionally, loving unconditionally, and seeing God in all people and all faiths. A glorious affirmation for us today and always. I always appreciate being able to affirm that with our community and affirming that it is already becoming so. It is, in so many ways, we've evolved through that and are continuing. Like all visions, it's never complete because it's not a thing, but it's an opening up in our heart. So glad that we're a part of that and affirming that today and always. This month is Black History Month, and I always look forward to these different months when we honor different cultures and faiths, because it's important to know that we stand open to all in our diversity. We believe that diversity makes us wiser, more creative, more powerful, more loving, because of the openness of different ideas and different ways, different experiences that people bring with them. So we're always happy to do that. And I also, during talks in February, I do it most of the time anyway, but I take a special emphasis of people who are spiritual leaders or spiritual voices that are Black. And in particular, I want to honor the history of them because of the challenges that many Black people have had with just achieving the success they want, because sometimes legally there are greater obstacles, socially, economically greater obstacles. And not only do we honor them for being able to overcome those and continue to have a persistent voice, but also some of their gifts that they bring us are because of their unique culture. And we honor that in so many ways that we want to continue to have a place in this center and advocate for it in the bigger community for all oppressed people, all people of different cultures and faiths, to have a voice at the table, so to speak, a voice of the decision making, whether at the center level or at the government level, community level. So we honor that in all ways. And I appreciate you being a part of this and open to whatever level you are. I know not everybody's at different levels of comfort, but we appreciate you being willing to be open to this. Also, I wanted to let you know a few things going on. So March 3rd is coming up pretty quickly. I'm going to lead a seminar after church that day called A Deeper Dive, and about our beliefs and about the origin of our beliefs and where they came from, and just a deeper system of it. And this is open to everybody. There's no charge to this at all. What we don't really have a super stringent process by becoming a member. But what we're calling this class is a prerequisite to become a member. If you take the class, you don't have to become a member, but it's a way we just want people before you become a member to know more about us and who we are and what our beliefs are. It is different here, and sometimes it's good to know what that difference is. So you can feel the difference, but sometimes on a cerebral level, a thinking level, we need to know that also. So March 3rd, like I said, no registration fee, but we would like you to register ahead of time. You can do that either online or at the welcome table after the service. And then on March 16th, Georgia Davis, you want to stand up, they knew you from last week, and I are leading a workshop called the, wow. Okay, you just said that, but you get a class. What's up with that? So Georgia's idea for this workshop is selfish, selfless service, because the joy we get out of serving others and serving a greater cause benefits us. So that makes it selfish, because we're benefiting ourselves, we're taking care of ourselves, we're feeding ourselves in that way. So it's going to be a Saturday morning workshop, and it's not going to be one of these we sit around. We're going to be up and moving and interactive and having fun, because that's what service is about. So I hope you can join us for that. We're doing that for our love gratitude. There's no registration fee. So we hope you can be 10 o'clock Saturday, March 16th. And then, hope by now you figured out what's on May 4th. It's Sip and Savor. If you need some help remembering it, you can always say, "May the 4th be with you," so at the Sip and Savor. So a couple things coming up that are important about this. I know it seems like a far way off, but the Compassionate Heart Awards that we give every year, the nominations for them are due at the end of this month. So if you know somebody in our in the Napa Valley area who is doing this incredible work of the heart, making a difference with nonprofits or their organizations or individually, please nominate them. There are forms out at the welcome table. There are links online, so please, we want as many nominations to choose from as possible. We already have some great nominees, and we'd love to have some more. And then also consider what you might be donating to our auction, or know somebody who might be interested in donating to our auction. The trip that Michelle and I just came back from, that we won that at an auction here. So it was a timeshare in Cabo San Lucas. We could have gone to Puerto Vallarta too. So what a fun way to benefit the center and have that. But we need the items in the auction to do that. So gift baskets, gift cards, vacation rentals of some sort, fine art, jewelry, those kind of things are really great to have. Wine as part of that auction. So consider that. That form is also online, or just call Mary in the office and she'll walk you through that. And then consider serving. I know that we have a steering committee going right now that's getting organized. We could use more people on that steering committee. If you're interested in that, see me or see Jeannie or Johanna after the service, and we can make sure you're on that list. We meet every other week just to get things going, and then we're going to have subcommittees, and the day of the event we'll need volunteers too, so just keep that in mind. Also, if you're interested in the Peace Pole, it's a traveling Peace Pole. We'll deliver it to your house, and we ask that you give a gratitude donation that helps with the center, but it also spreads peace in your neighborhood. And then meditations on Wednesday, 6 p.m., and know that we are here for your prayers. The practitioners and I consider it a great honor to be able to pray for you. So please, there are practitioners will be here after the service you can pray with. You can get prayer requests in the lobby or online. We take those and pray with them every week and continue these prayers. So, and with that in mind, we'll now begin the sacred part of our service with prayer.
When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. deeper, my heart, go deeper into my God.
I'd like to welcome you all to soften your gaze or close your eyes. Start to tune in to the divine within. Tune into our center, that flame that burns within each and every one of us. And knowing that spirit exists in that flame within each of us, uniting us in this moment, this morning, and in all moments. We are always one, connected to the divine. And I know that each and every one of us that came here this morning and is joined online is blessed. Our time here this morning is blessed. The music is blessed. The messages are blessed. And each and every one of you is receiving a blessing. And I give thanks for this. I'm so grateful to be here. And so it is. Good morning. So on the heels of Valentine's Day, I'm sure we've all been thinking a lot about love and the divine qualities of love. And I have been seeing hearts everywhere and people talking about love and this beautiful pink orchid behind me, and thinking about the divine qualities of love. I wanted to share a little bit from Ernest Holmes. And I'd like to preface by saying that I feel this way about each and every one of you. Today I bestow the essence of love upon everything. Everyone shall be lovely to me. My soul meets the soul of the universe in everyone. Everything is beautiful. Everything is meaningful. The love is a healing power touching into wholeness, healing the wounds of experience with its divine balm. I know that this essence of love is the very substance of life, the creative principle back everything, flowing through my whole being, spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical. It flows in transcendent loveliness into my world of thought and form, ever renewing, vitalizing, bringing joy, harmony, and blessing to everything and everyone it touches. So the essence of love, unconditional love, infinite love, divine love, and its heart-opening quality. So I'm going to lead you through a brief sound bowl meditation. And I invite you to, when you hear the sound of the bowl, close your eyes and allow the sounds to resonate, and imagine it really opening up your heart and the light and love of your heart opening and maybe shining beyond our physical bodies out into the room. So we'll just go within again, take a couple mindful, grounding breaths, and just breathe as you listen to the sound of the bowl. we'll just take a mindful breath together. Slowly open our eyes. And finally, I wanted to share that in practitioner studies, we learned that the job of a practitioner is to hold and know the truth at all times, that each and every one of you is perfect, whole, and complete. So if you ever need a reminder, I will pray with you, pray for you. Happy to do that. Thank you.
I'm taking off, gotta go. Destination unknown, no holding back. Oh no, I'm discovering my flow. I'm saying yes to myself and the fire in my cells. 'Cause I'm moving with the mystery, honoring myself, letting go to hear my song, to hear my song. I'm amplified, I'm aligned with this rhythm as my guide. Heart open wide, I fly on these melodies inside. I'm saying yes to this life and this beauty I've designed. I'm in harmony with destiny, honoring myself, letting go to hear my song, to hear my song. You are a masterpiece, this life a song. In harmony we sing along. You are the melody that carries on, a new verse at every dawn, to hear our song. Sing that with me, to hear our song, to hear our song. Again, to hear our song. One more time, to hear our song, to hear my song. Our song.
That was lovely, Astra, and I know that's an important song to you because you help people write their own song, their own little mantra. So everybody hears their song, whether they work with you or not, and I think that's a beautiful way to remind us of that. Before I heard the story, and I'm not going to attest to the facts of it, but this is just what I heard. And in a town about the size of Napa, and know that this is a story I've heard, so I'm not judging any other religions and their practices, but I tell you. So what happens in this this rainy time, we tend to stay indoors. I'm glad today is sunny and people have come out for that. But also squirrels tend to move indoors, also into people's attics and walls and different things. And this particular town had a problem with squirrels in certain churches. So this is how different churches dealt with it. So the Presbyterian Church called a meeting, and they were concerned about the infestation, but they, after much prayer and consideration, they concluded that the squirrels were predestined to be there, and they should not interfere with God's divine will. The Mormons had a similar problem, but we don't know what they did about it because of their usual practice. They dealt with it within their own community. So we never heard how they dealt with it, but we do know that the squirrels became later part of their community, so things must have worked out for them. The Jehovah's Witness thought the squirrels were a sign of the rapture, and they mentioned this when visiting with potential converts, and they invited people to come see the signs of the end time. We're not clear what happened to the squirrels, but we're sure it's not the end times yet, so we're grateful for that. The Baptist Church, the squirrels had taken a particular interest in the baptismal pool. And so the deacons decided to set up a little water slide on it, and maybe the squirrels would drown themselves. But in truth, the squirrels enjoyed the heck out of it and already knew how to swim. So by the end of the week, twice as many squirrels were in there. The Episcopalians tried a much different, unique path. They set out bowls of communal wine, thinking that the squirrels would get confused with the alcohol. But instead, the only thing they discovered was they learned to tell the difference between wine that was in a French oak barrel and an American oak barrel. And matter of fact, their chatter increased to a decibel much higher because they were arguing over which one was better. Now, the Catholic Church, they came up with a creative strategy. They baptized all the squirrels and made them members of the church. Now they only see them at Christmas and Easter. And the Jewish synagogue. Not much was heard from them, but what we understand is they took the first squirrel and circumcised him. And they haven't seen a squirrel since. It's the story. Now, don't be thinking anything. It's just a story I heard. Now, there was a local center for spiritual living there. Thank God, right? The practitioners, a lovely job that Dayna did today. You can feel the beauty that happens when we pray together. And so the practitioners at this center, they give this beautiful prayer that the squirrels find their right and perfect home. But the prayer was so beautiful and lovely, the squirrels decided this was the best place for them. So the minister decided to take it in her own hands, and she called forth a visioning and meditation. She set forth that the intention was to have no harm at all, but we wanted to reveal the highest and best for these squirrels. What was highest and best for them? So so all sat down for a visioning and meditation, and it was revealed the truth was to take those squirrels and take them to the water slide at the Baptist church and the bowls of wine at the Episcopal church, and all were happy. So if we ever have a problem with squirrels here, we know what to do. We've got a model there to do that. So as long as we work with our interfaith partners in that way. So this month we're talking about expanding our wings. I just love this metaphor. And today in particular, we're talking about when comfort ends, transformation begins. How about that? I know discomfort is something that we don't find very comfortable, and that ambiguousness when we're trying to figure something out, when we've had a loss or transition in our lives, we'd like to just find a solution quickly, to settle on something. But the more we're willing to have an opening and exploring, then it's room for spirit to move through us, and we can find a higher way. And this is transformation that can happen if we give it, if we're willing and give it some time, some contemplation to reveal the truth. It's like my somewhat sarcastic, comical story, but it's true that if we give it time and meditation, and we don't have to be this person that can like move out all thought for, an hour or something. Just a few moments of relaxing into that and allowing guidance or a sense of truth, a sense of guidance that just opens up in us, a sense of truth that maybe, some things don't have a solution. Some things we just allow ourselves to sense spirit and feel that closeness of spirit in us. And that's this grand rising we've been talking about this year. And we have the possibility, when we can be mindfully curious also, and just open up to spirit in this way. You've probably heard the quote, but I always go back to it about Albert Einstein, that no problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. So we need to rise up to a new level. And when we're doing that, we can expand ourselves and allow that to be the wings that lift us up into more creative and powerful ways. I know this truth about being willing to be uncomfortable for my own process, for Michelle and I and our family, for this center, and also for tomorrow I'm headed to South Carolina to be part of the convention for all of the Centers for Spiritual Living. And we are in a transition right now as a denomination. It's good. There's nothing wrong, nothing bad, but we are in the process of realigning ourselves and opening up to a greater vision coming through us. We know that we want to continue to be open. Some of it is 20 years ago, we were on the edge of consciousness. We were leading the edge, and now people have come with us. And that's great. That is the good news. And we still want to be. So where is that taking us? Lately, it's been into areas of social justice. And there's more to do with that, but there's also more to do with new paradigms, new technology like intertechnology and tools, spiritual tools. The class I'm teaching now, Wendy DeRosa's work on energy consciousness is amazing. So those kind of things. And so we're excited about changes we're going to and continue to be in this way. I loved when Sean that's back there on the soundboard today, he was practitioner up here a couple weeks ago. He talked about Ubuntu, and he talked about how we are human because we're all human. That we can sense our aliveness when we're aware of other people's humanity. And he gave example of the story that's really stuck with me about the children that were invited, that there was a man there who put a big bowl of fruit in the middle, and he told the children, the first one there can have it all. And they didn't go anywhere. They just stood there and they looked around, and hand in hand they went together and came to the middle together all at once so that they could share this bowl of fruit. I just see that as a model for humanity as well, that we can open up to this and allow this moment of change, this moment of transition. Let's do this together. Let's not try and go to the old model of doing it ourselves, thinking that we know best and that we're not combining all of our humanity together. I know for me that's something that is an old pattern of mine, just to do it myself because it's efficient. But it's not just what I was talking about before about this being Black History Month is the more diverse, the more people, the more that we can get together and bring this together, we create better. We create a way that works for everyone, not just for a few people. And so we continue to do that as a center, as a denomination, Centers for Spiritual Living, that we go together in this way. We join together, hand in hand, opening up in this way. So today, and I'd like to talk about 3 different ways that we can hold and be in this discomfort and allow this transformation to happen. And the first one is to be a giraffe. Stick your neck out. Think about, in terms of evolution, according to Charles Darwin, there are genetic mutations, and if those genetic mutations work out, they allow something like a giraffe to eat from the top of the tree. But if you've heard me talk about this, I don't believe in randomness in this universe. I believe at some point there was an animal that looked something like a horse, and in their mind wished they could reach to the top of the tree. And their intention slowly over time grew a giraffe that was about the right size. And it wasn't like it was, 30 feet tall. It's about 10 feet tall. And then the other genetic intention that happened, can you imagine what it would take to get the blood from the body, from the heart to the head? They grew a larger heart that evolved. They have the largest heart of any land animal because they need it to get that blood up to the head. Well, I thought the distance between my heart and my head was a long way. This, and it's not random. This world is not random. As we evolve, we can choose the intention that we have, can create that which adapts to it. Marshall Rosenberg, who created the nonviolent communication literature and ideas, talked about the giraffe as being a model of compassionate communication because they stick their neck out, they're willing to be vulnerable, but they also have this big heart. And he saw this as the way that we can evolve, that opens us up in greater ways. And the question is, do we want to be a giraffe that is willing to be elegant in this expression? Or are we going to be more reactive to where it's a fight or flight or freeze response, which is of a lower consciousness, like the turtle, who is slowly sticking his head out, but then quick to drop it back in, right? So this is the turtle. So we tend to be this, and this is of course, the freeze model. I'm going to have to move that quickly, or you guys are going to keep watching that, aren't you? But there's also the fight model where we get defensive. Rosenberg talked about a jackal, or if you want to call it a hyena, which is a similar kind of animal that, in humans, that kind of consciousness is blaming and shaming and judgmental and critical. And the thing about it is, when there's something going in our lives that is, we can be comfortable. We, keep things about the same way, a routine we have. But when something comes up that appears as a problem, or as something, maybe something that's opening up in us, then we tend to, like the turtle, close it back in, ignore it. Or we tend to blame somebody else, like the jackal does. We tend to put that situation outside of ourselves and not come within and consider it, because it's uncomfortable to be within and consider our feelings, consider what the possibilities are. As I mentioned, Michelle and I just came back from Mexico, and we were at a resort. We had never been there before. Like I said, it was a timeshare we won at the auction. Actually, Dale Carr donated it, and so appreciate her doing that. But it was an interesting place because it was an all-inclusive resort, and a lot of people paid for the ticket to be all-inclusive, and they didn't need to go anywhere. They were quite comfortable. There were swimming pools there. There was entertainment there. There was restaurants there. All they needed. And we could have gone into that too, but the truth is, everybody there was, like 90% of the people were American, English speaking, and white. And that was comfortable. So why leave home? Exactly. I don't know who said that, but exactly. It felt like home. It was very comfortable. So Michelle and I we didn't buy the all-inclusive. We stepped out of that resort. We went to explore. And I know a lot of you people travel. You do that too. You want to experience the culture. But we saw just amazing things when we went into town, incredible restaurants with food and great conversations with people and beautiful sights. If we had not done that, we wouldn't have been... we wouldn't have seen this, that's for sure. So it was the calving season in Cabo. And we needed to get away from that to do that. We did go on one sunset cruise, and we expected something more contemplative, and we walked into there, and it was a party barge. So there was music going and dancing. We stayed on the lower level. The dance was going on the upper level, but still they paused it long enough that they lowered the music and a little different music for us to actually see the sunset, which was beautiful. This is the portal or the arch, as they call it in Cabo, that is this side is the Sea of California or Sea of Baja, and on the other side is the Pacific Ocean. So the currents really there are very different. And I think of that as life. It's like, are we willing to go through that portal to experience a little bit of chaos, a little bit of change in order to get to get to this beauty and this love and this truth that is greater? And I think we need to step out of our comfort zone to be able to experience that. And I know many of you have gone traveling and you've been out in different cultures, so this you have put yourself out. And it's also become a metaphor for me in real life, that where am I too comfortable? I was told when I went through ministerial school that the job of a minister is to comfort the afflicted, but also to afflict the comfortable. So I'm doing a little bit of encouraging you to look at where things are too comfortable in your life and willing to step out, willing to consider the possibility. Maybe there's no change needed, but be open to the possibility that things are shifting and moving in your life. Part of what I'm doing this week at the CSL convention, there's a man named Sean Jenright who I've been at a conference with him before, and I'm looking forward to spending another week with him. He wrote a book called The Four Pivots, and he really talks about this idea about comfort, that and that we can become over-focused on problems. This is what he has to say. We can become satisfied with discussing the problems and avoid being uncomfortable in imagining solutions. Be willing to sit with something, allowing a revelation to happen. To create meaningful change, we must pivot from problem to possibility thinking. Pivot from problem fixing things to imagine a different way. I admit, on Sunday, last Sunday, a week from there, I was kind of a sad guy. 49ers lost the game. But I tell you what, I was even sadder to know that Kansas City was not able to celebrate fully their victory because of gun violence. And I'm angry about that. Sad for them. And that's something that we need to work on, creating changes in it's not working. It's not working, and we can't be, I don't know what the solution is, but I know that we need to continue to have prayer and vigil around this kind of thing, and bring it back into focus for this community to seek a greater consciousness that it's going to shift this in this nation, because it's sick. It's really sick. Not the people. It's the guns. People are people. People are going to react, and we need to have less access to weapons of mass destruction. So, yeah. I also was listening to a podcast by Omar Kari Williams, and she has a podcast about stepping into truth. And I loved this podcast because she was talking about how that middle part of when we don't quite have a solution, we know that something needs to shift, but we don't know what it is never pleasant. She called it squishy and icky. But if we can stay out of our panicky fight or flight mode and just realize we're in the middle of a process and that it's going to be uncomfortable and icky, then we can get to a place where we're healing ourselves and healing the planet. A willingness to just know that it's just to accept it's going to kind of be icky. It's going to be hard. Yes, we want to be able to just move through it and get through it to the other side of things and open up to a greater way. But if we're willing to do that, then we can find these breakthroughs and extend the boundaries. Think of a box we have as being our boundaries, that we need to bust through that. And it may be that nothing significant changed our lives, but we feel liberated. This is a religion of liberation. And we are seeking to find ways not to be confined by our own beliefs, by our own ways of doing things. You know, when we hit fear or resistance around a change, it could be resistance outside of ourselves, our family, our friends, culture, but it's also more often resistance within ourselves because we don't want to change. We don't want to shift things. Things might move around a little bit in one way or the other. And if we're just willing to open up to this greater way of living, to imagine the possibility, we can know a greater truth. I listened to a TED Talk by a man named Dr. Riley Moens. And he talked about, particularly around retirement, but really I think these 5 areas of comfort are true in any part of our life, that they can be missed, that they can be messed with, they can become icky. So that'd be our identity, our routine, our relationships, our purpose, our power, and our abilities. That's actually 6 things. So if any of those things change or are diminished, then we go through a fear and a resistance around that about what is our life going to become? Who are we going to be now? And yet whatever that is, we can accept it and we can allow a greater sense of spirit to come through us in this way. This is the first Sunday of Lent. For some of you, that might mean something. For others, it might mean nothing at all. I grew up Protestant, so I grew up celebrating or being a part of Lent, where you give up something in order to deepen your faith. So now I'm not a strict Lent person, but you can compare it to Ramadan in the Muslim faith or Yom Kippur in the Jewish faith, where you are surrendering and going deeper. So I'm at this point where I don't need to give up anything. I just want to deepen my faith. And where I've been deepening my faith lately is thinking about, in my quiet time, how to think about God. What is God? And I want to lessen the amount of separation I feel at times. I want it to feel a deeper sense of oneness. When I thought about this, I thought about how spirit, which we often refer to as it, because we don't believe spirit has a gender or race or culture, and also is not anywhere in particular. And I also always imagine spirit to be like a prism that is a solid light that creates the us, that is this planet, the diversity that we all are. Yet the word it is limiting to me, because it is almost like, it sounds impersonal, and it still sounds like it. It's somewhere out there. So I'm transitioning to call spirit by a plural pronoun of they and them. And the reason why is because this singular light opens up to a plurality. They is also the pronoun used in the first chapter of the Bible, Genesis. It uses the word they, that is a collective. So when I think about they, it is us, it is a collective. Yeah, and plus then I can't try and say, well, they, I can't say it is there, he's there, she's there. It is they. They are here. They is us. And they is all there is. And yet there still was one level, as I was thinking about this week in meditation, there's still a level of impersonality in that. And so I went back to, I used to go to work retreats at Ananda, the retreat center up in Grass Valley. And Kriyananda was the leader at that time, and he was a disciple of Yogananda. And we used to do chants together, and the chants were very beautiful. And I recalled a chant that Yogananda wrote, talking about door of my heart, open wide I keep for thee. So this word thee and thine makes more sense to me. It opens me up to wilt thou come just for me? Now it almost sounds like he's putting it out there, but I know Yogananda and devout oneness in all. I mean, look at the guy. Look at his eyes. He is connected in all that is. And so when he was using this word thee, it is just inviting thine to come in. Just for once, come to me. Will my days fly away without seeing thee? Night and day I look for thee. So this is a passion, a desire, and it is owning it as this oneness. It is Ernest Holmes that said, we believe in the unity of all life and that the highest God and innermost God is one God. We believe that God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence. We believe in the direct revelation of truth through our intuitive and spiritual nature, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with this indwelling God. So for me, this brings it together, what I'm going to focus on during Lent this season. That it is both this amazing awe of all of life that is them, and it is thine that I bring within me. That it is close, as the Muslims would say, as close as my neck vein to me, as close to my very body. It is thine. Thine is mine. So I can make it both universal and I can make it personal, because it is both personal and impersonal at the same time. And I invite you to open your own time of contemplation up during this time of Lent, to surrender, to deepen your faith. And then finally, this idea of lighting the way of love. This is the convention flyer. This is the convention I'm going to, and I'll be here back Sunday, because I love speaking the first Sunday after convention, because I like to bring in these ideas that people have talked about. So I will be back by Sunday, and this was also the theme of our candlelight service, lighting the way to love, or lighting the way of love, or loving the way of light. This is so interchangeable in so many ways, and we think of the one lightness of all life that is always here, that is always opening up to a greater way of who we are. There was a lady named Ella Parker who died in 1986, but she was a civil rights activist. But what made her unique among all civil rights activists is she had an association with W.E.B. Du Bois, Ralph Ellison, Zora Neale Hurston, James Baldwin, and others who were spiritualists. And they believed in a deeper level of this positive thinking. They were basically New Thought without being affiliated with any center of any kind, but this was that burgeoning revolution and religions that was happening at the time was Ernest Holmes was part of. The founders of Unity, the Fillmores were a part of. And she was part of this. And I love what she said about drop hate and be hope. So, my anger around gun control, to drop the hate. And not that I'm comparing my struggles to her struggles in civil rights, but I'm just saying she's an inspiration to me to be hope. And this is the quote from her that I'm walking with so much this week. To give light, and people will find the way. And that's what I want us to do as a center. That's what I want us to do as a denomination. That's what I want to do personally. I can't make anybody do anything. But if we are a lighthouse, if we give light, people will come. And they'll find their way as we find our own way, even it is through times of transition, through times of not sure. And what's great is that both Spirit and this community can be the ground, the solid ground underneath you as you explore, as you imagine the possibilities. Pivot from that problem fixation to imaginative thinking. Let us go to prayer. We know they is with us right now because there is only oneness. There is only a universal creativity that moves in and through us. And I know in this moment that each of us is with this oneness, and whatever situation we are facing in our lives, whatever urging there is, we know Spirit is revealing in you the highest and best. And it is opening up through you as you. That thine is within, and thine is always there. And for this, I'm so grateful. And so it is.
Give me hot, give me cold. Give me fast, give me slow. Give me passion, give me fire. Unlock the key to my desires. When the lightning strikes me down and the flames slowly eat me up, what remains will fall like the sun behind the mountain, just to rise again. Give me light, give me dark. Give me close and far apart. Give me beauty, give me pain. In the end, I cry the same. When the lightning strikes me down and the flames slowly eat me up, what remains will fall like the sun behind the mountain, just to rise again, again. Ooh. Breathing in, breathing out. Feeling trust without the doubt. Divine fire shifting me. Forgive the fear, I am free. When the lightning strikes me down and the flames slowly eat me up, what remains will fall like the sun behind the mountains, just to rise again. My remains will fall like the sun behind the mountain, and I will rise again.
Beautiful. Thank you for all your music today. It's been beautiful. Now's the time in our service when we invite you to be a part of the law of circulation. If I could have the ushers come forward. What we know is that which you give in a variety of ways that are up here, either online, through texting, you can even do that, or if you give here either through checks or financial donations, we appreciate it. We know that what you give comes back to you in many ways, and we appreciate your support of our vision and mission. So we look up on the screen and we hold our hand over our heart to represent that which we've given previously, we're giving today, or we'll give in the future. And we say, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. And so it is.
Source by Karen Drucker. Here we go. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Love, love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. God, God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need.
Amen. If this is your first time with our community, if you're willing, we'd like to honor you today. Please know that we're a warm, welcoming community, and we love to have you as part of our fellowship outside for coffee and snacks. But if you're willing to raise your hand, we have a gift in your honor. So if you're willing to raise your hand if you're here for the first time. And then right there, yes. So we have a blessing today for both of you today. We raise our hands and we say, we bless you today, knowing that the peace and happiness you seek is also seeking you. We honor your inner radiance as you let your light shine in the world. We are grateful for your presence in our community, and so it is. If we could have the practitioners come forward and just stand up here. We invite you to stay after the service to have a brief affirmative prayer with one of our amazing practitioners. And we also ask that if you aren't here for prayer meditation, that you step outside so you can take your conversations out there to keep the sacredness for the prayer. So thank you for doing that. And now let's welcome our children. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Georgia, can you get the microphone or somebody? Oh, yeah, move that first. So what happened today? Do you have anything to share?
We watched a video about the sun and the wind. Do you remember? What did the sun do? And what did the wind do to try to get the man to take his coat off?
The wind. The wind tried to blow the jacket off, and the sun warm and nice.
And got the jacket off?
Yeah.
Wow.
Blah blah blah.
Do you want to tell them about Tony's picture?
Oh,
Can you tell them about Tony's picture?
cut it.
So what is this picture? How is this picture like the wind?
The wind was trying to force the guy to take his hat off, and the sun was trying to ask nicely for the hat, and he said yes.
Oh. Sounds like we should all be the sun, right?
Yeah.
So thank you so much. That's great.
Blah blah blah.
Let's all stand for the congregational affirmation. Repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. I'm led by Spirit. I'm guided by wisdom. I'm protected by love. I am here to be a blessing. I am so grateful. And so it is. And now the peace song. If you're willing, you can.
There be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. Let every step I take, let this be my joyful vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me.
As we go forth, let's be the sun and let the light shine. Have a great Sunday.
Welcome to the Napa Valley Center for Spiritual Living. We are a vibrant, inclusive, and spiritual community that seeks to live intentionally, love unconditionally, and see God in all people and in all faiths. We believe the work we do in prayer and in the community creates a world that works for all cultures, races, orientations, and faiths.